Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. Welcome back to my reviews, guys. For my Tarantino reviews leading up to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, even though it's out today, I definitely want to talk about the Kill Bill movies, and I'm going to bundle Volume 1 and 2 into one review because, in a way, I kind of view both of these movies as one film, split into two parts. But some people view them as two separate movies, and if you do, that's fine. But for me, I'm going to view both Volume 1 and 2 in one review and as one film. So let's get started. We'll talk about some Kill Bill. Right off the bat, guys, I think this is one of Tarantino's best directed movies throughout his entire filmography. Kill Bill, Volume 1 and Volume 2 are definitely one of my favorites. And I do gotta say that from an action standpoint, this movie is pretty darn impressive. Because, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and Jackie Brown aren't really action movies. Well, you get to a movie like Kill Bill, which involves action, martial arts, samurai, like karate, like Asian culture, stuff that involves like homages to martial arts movies, like Bruce Lee movie, Jackie Chan movies. All that was definitely inspired in Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. And it definitely shows that Quentin Tarantino can make different type of movies. Like you get the bank heist robbery in Reservoir Dogs, you get the blaxploitation in Jackie Brown, and you get the iconic Pulp Fiction, which needs no explanation of what that type of movie it is. But when you get to a movie like say some people like to view these two as two separate films, like Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, where you get a martial arts movie and a revenge film. Uma Thurman, who plays Trix, the Bride, Black Mamba, and Mommy, is on a revenge to kill the four assassins and Bill himself for the death of her friends and her soon-to-be husband, and for putting her in a coma for 4 years. And she goes on a revenge to kill them. And let me tell you guys, you are in for a bloody, awesome, badass ride of a film. Volume 1 is a very fast-paced movie, even though I do prefer the slow pacing in Volume 2 as a build-up between the confirmation between the Black Mamba or the Bride of Bellatrix and Bill. I really do love these fast-paced in Volume 1 as we get to see Green, played by Vivica Fox, and Oren, played by Lucy Liu, as those two, in two separate scenes, fight off against the Bride or the Black Mamba or Bellatrix. And I do love the action scenes in this movie. The action scenes in these films are one of the best I've ever seen in any film. I love how well choreographed they are. I love how well shot they are. I love how in every scene, in each action scene, you can tell what's going on. So it's not no shaky cam or lens flares or anything else distracting the action scenes. Like, you are in the moment. You're seeing all these intense action scenes. You see the blood splatter everywhere. You hear the punches. There are some times in this movie where it's like when characters get like stabbed or decapitated or sliced off, that I almost actually feel it. I'm like, ooh, it got a sting. And it works very well. It works. And it's very impressive for Quentin Tarantino to make a movie like this, even though like most of his movies are very graphic and violent. But like when he goes all out in this movie, he goes all out with the graphic, with the intensity, and with like the brutalness in each scene of this movie, where we have action scenes, or even scenes that are not even action scenes, think scenes that involves like with like blood splattered everywhere, and just it's like, wow. This is why practical effects win. What makes these movies really work is how, like, you can't watch Volume 2 without watching Volume 1. You gotta watch Volume 1 to watch Volume 2. Because each movie, as a matter of fact, I view these films as one film, like I said before, because it really is one movie. You just can't have a 5-hour, which I would much likely prefer, a 5-hour Kill Bill movie of just the Bride hunting down these people that did this to her, getting her revenge. You have to really slow it down a bit. So that's why I like that Volume 2 is a slow-paced movie, because We get to see Bud, played by Michael Madsen, who I love very much. You get to see him biting the dust, but not by the bride, but by Elle Driver, who betrayed him, who gets the actual Black Mamba on him. And then the bride so awesomely takes her eye out, and she was just like, like freaking out because she has an eye patch and she doesn't have a right eye. So it was like when she's freaking out, she doesn't have no eyes. I love that scene so much. It's definitely one of my favorite scenes in Volume 2 of Kill Bill. And you also get an awesome scene in Volume 1 where she's finding out the crazy 88s. And how, like, that scene was just awesome. How, like, she's finding all these Asian martial artists, how all find this group. And then she get to Go-Go, who has this large chain ball that has spikes sticking out. I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, ooh, the bride might actually get killed by this thing. As soon as she chokes her out, you see like her eyes like turning like red. But then like she grabs this thing with spikes on it. She stabs her in the head. That was just so awesome, bloody, brilliant. Or like the final confrontation between her and O-Ren, how like those two are fighting and how like the intensity and just like how the scene was paced out, how it was directed, how it was well acted, well choreographed. The intensity was real between these two. Like you could definitely feel the fire and just the energy he put out in the scene, especially with those two characters. And when the bride finally kills O-Ren, she decapitates her top of her head. You see her brains, and it's very graphic and awesome. I love that because Quentin Tarantino isn't afraid to show anything at all when it comes to this movie. So that's what I love, that he did not hold back at all with Kill Bill Volume 1. But in Volume 1, we do not get to see Bill. We get to see Bill in Volume 2. We finally get introduced to his character. We learn more about him. And we know why he wants to kill the Black Mamba / the bride / Bellatrix / mommy. And you can definitely get behind it. You can definitely get behind his reasoning. Even though it is messed up, it is. But you definitely get behind it. And I definitely get by this character. I thought he did an excellent job. And it's one of my favorite Tarantino characters. And their final confrontation in this movie is probably one of my favorites in any film I've seen in. Any final confrontation between two characters, like the protagonist and the antagonist having their final showdown, like this right here in Kill Bill Volume 2, perfection. I had no issues with it at all. It was well acted, like it was paced well, even though it went on for like a good 15-20 minutes. I was so invested. I was invested in what was going to happen to each one of these characters. I was thinking, like, is Black Mamba's going to kill him or not? Is she going to kill him? Or, like, will she serve mercy on him? Or anything. But, like, no, she kills him, and Bill dies, and justice is served for her. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 are one of my favorite Tarantino movies. And they're also one of my favorite action films and one of my favorite martial arts films. I love how both movies were very inspired by martial arts movies, especially like in Volume 1 where you get the backstory on O-Ren and why she is the way she is and why she became an assassin. Because of her parents died, and how she got revenge on her parents. And that was all done in animation. In fact, that was almost like an anime. And I love how they incorporated anime in a Tarantino movie, especially this. That was a amazing scene of how they did that. That they didn't have to use live action. They did animation, which was very unique and very cool how they did that. And like how in Volume 2, we're getting a much slower paced movie leading up to the final act between Bill and the Black Mamba. And yeah, guys, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. I prefer Volume 2 over Volume 1, even though Volume 1 is a faster-paced film. I just prefer the slower pace in Volume 2. And I do gotta say that, even though I love Uma Thurman as Mia Wallace in Pulp Fiction, but I do think that she is better in this movie because you get to see a lot more of her. We get to see a lot more of her kicking ass and her acting and her emotion and just everything Uma Thurman brings to the Kill Bill movies. That she did an excellent job. And I also love her training in Volume 2. We get to see a lot more of her training and how she became the badass that she is. And that was just great, and I love that. I'm gonna give Kill Bill Volume 1 an A, and Kill Bill Volume 2 an A+. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Look forward for my review of Inglourious Basterds, Django Unchained, and The Hateful Eight pretty soon. And let me know what you think of Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 in the comment section down below. And let me know which volume is your favorite, 1 or 2. You like both, or you hate both, because why would you hate both? Why? But anyways, guys, if you're new to my channel, you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.